Hey there. I'm on my lunch break. Decided to come on for just a second. So, I know I posted last night about, oh dear God, what a mess. And funny as it is that I really didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I think I got like maybe 5 hours, and I'm not feeling it quite as bad as I thought I would. But on my way in, especially when I drive kind of by myself, I used to have preschool where around the corner from where I worked. But when we went remote, I moved, actually, and it was before I went remote because the daycare didn't have availability for both grandkids. Anywho, sorry, I'm eating my lunch while I'm talking to you. So I drive on my drive in without the kids now, before too. Especially when I drove myself, because sharing a car was a pain in the butt. But do what you got to do, right? So, I kind of have that. That's like my time with God. And that's why I say, I'm very comfortable with my faith in God, because I feel very close to God, and I don't need a middleman for that. And I've always felt that way. And I think that's kind of what my issue was with the Catholic Church, is that and most churches, old school churches, I should say, you're taught that you have to have a middleman with your relationship with God, and you don't. There's a straight line. Anywho, what I'm trying to get at is this morning I'm on my way in, and having my conversation, my one-on-one with God, and talking about how I'm gonna claim this day in the name of Jesus, and I'm gonna make it a good day, and I'm gonna focus, and I'm gonna not let those background noises affect me and confuse me and overwhelm me. And I claimed that in the name of God this morning. In the name of Jesus, I claimed it. So I'm on my way in, and I drive the back roads. I don't like the highway. And a road that I take often, and I was sitting there, and as I converse, I'm driving, and I look forward. I'm not like looking all around. I'm driving, and I'm pretty close to my job. I'm pretty close to Celine. I think it was right before, no, it was after Bridgewater. I had just gone through Bridgewater, and driving down, going up, coming up, it's kind of like a little hilly, but anyways, I tend to gravitate, as I'm driving down the road, I gravitate towards the white line, just because even in my youth, I had a hard time driving at night, and someone told me to focus on the white line on the left side of the road, or on the right side, excuse me. I don't know my left from my right today. This way, it helps me not look at the lights at night. So anyways, so just because of that, I've always focused on the white line, and it just helps me to, see better. I don't know. And it was really foggy. It was like patchy fog this morning. It was pretty bad in some spots. And as I'm driving, I noticed that I wasn't as close as I wanted to be to the white line. So I had just literally moved to the white line. And this car is coming, and it looked seriously like it had, I don't know what they did, but they were going, it was seriously looked, it was gonna hit me head on. And I'm like, oh, I didn't overcorrect, because I think it was just such a, I don't even know how to describe it, but I was like, because, you look away for 30 seconds, and the next thing I know, this car's coming at me, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And then as I look I must have looked in my side mirror as I kept going, because the car missed me. I don't know how it missed me. But it was really creepy. I mean, because I didn't I didn't like, oh my gosh, you know, like I wasn't like panicked, or it didn't like completely freak me. It was just kind of like, I was like bewildered and just kind of like, oh, did that really just happen? It just took me by surprise, and I'm still not freaked out about it. I almost think I should be. I feel like I should be freaked out about it, but I'm not, because I was talking to God. I had my direct connection to God. As I looked in my side mirror, I saw that car literally like it bounced out of my lane and went. I don't know how it didn't hit me. I'm going to claim that as the grace of God. But these are little things that happen to me. Not traffic all the time, but just little signs that God lets me know. Or at least I feel there's signs from God that says, I'm here, I hear you. We had some serious talking today. That's why I say, be kind to people. Every house has its cross. So I just, I don't know, I wanted to share that today because I thought it was I just thought it was just like, wow, I was talking to God and I think my life got saved, because, I know my life's been saved, but it just like again. So God saved my Katush again. Thanks God. But it was just kind of like, I'm still not freaked out about it. I'm just kind of like, oh yeah, that's just what God does for me. One of the many things that God does for me that I often forget. And I think because I've been trying to clear out the clutter in my head, I'm able to have gratitude for that. So if you feel like you're not getting what you need from God as far as answers, may I just suggest clearing out the clutter of your mind so you can hear those conversations that you have with God. Because there is a direct connection, and all you have to do is pick up your direct line and say, hey, it's me, God. Remember that book when we were younger, the Judy Blume book? Dear God, it's me, Lisa, again. And that's really how I feel. And you know what? God is there for us. He's there for us. He wants to be there for us. It is we, the people, who choose to, we chose to shut him out. And I think that's really what happened in this world today. That's why we're at this situation that we're at, is we shut God out. And it's time that we ask, for forgiveness for shutting him out of our life and in every aspect of our life. Because we can't hear him. You can't hear him if the noises and the radios and the thises and all the electronics, if it's too high. And I don't go to church. I'm going to be really honest with you. I have yet to find a church locally that I feel comfortable with. I've been to several. And then last year with the lockdowns, not many churches were open. And if you had a church that was open, like the one in Holland, God bless the pastor for being there for his flock. St. Thomas, where I grew up, they were doing video. I don't know. I just, again, when you know, I guess that's that. So I just thought I'd take the time. Oh, and if you really, just a suggestion, and how I started, I've been through years of therapy with my kids after my first divorce, and I myself finally realized, as the kids were doing their therapy, that, maybe it's time for me to work on me. And we really have to realize that it's okay to be selfish, guys. It's okay to be selfish. It's okay to say no. It's okay to take time for yourselves and do something that's good for you. So I learned a lot. I had a great therapist. The last therapist I went to said to me, I was like, wow, you're really insightful. And it was a young guy, oddly enough. And he says, He goes, what you don't realize is if you talk to somebody enough as a therapist and you know the questions to ask, the answers are within every person. The answers come from you. And so if we just listen long enough to ourselves, and we give ourselves that moment of quiet, and we can hear what we need to hear from ourselves, from God. It'll come. And I found that a lot of times, at least for me, maybe it's like this for you, I don't know, but I just want to help. So if someone feels the way I do and you're not sure what to do about it, this is just my suggestion. So if you're feeling overwhelmed and you want to declutter your head, find yourself a place where you can get comfortable, whether it's a chair, a couch, if you have to lay down, sit down, whatever you need to do, just get comfortable and close your eyes. And if you have to remember a happy memory, a happy place, remember the memory, remember the place, or if you've never been somewhere and you want to be there, just close your eyes and see that, imagine that, see it in your mind's eye, and take yourself to that happy place. And just relax and let everything go. Let all of the worries for the day, the fears, the anxiety, the panic, the chaos, the outside noises, just let them all melt away. And just breathe for a few minutes. And Jennifer Eason said it best, and I as one of the reasons I love to watch her videos is she's if you've ever watched her, she's usually making her video outside. Even when it was kind of chilly out, she puts herself out in nature, and it's grounding. It's getting in touch with the world around you. And it's not just good for like the soul, but it's literally like physically good for you to take your shoes off, walk in the grass. They've actually done like medical studies that say that it helps the body. So I just get in touch with nature if you want to go outside and just, even for a few minutes, just to get outside and get some vitamin D from the sun and look up at the clouds and look at the beauty that God painted for you. There's beauty in the world if you choose to see it. And it's just a matter of, is your cup half empty or is it half full? I read a book once when I was a kid. I used to love to read. I haven't read in years because after I went to college and got my degree, I was like, I'm not reading anymore. I just tired of reading, which was laziness on my part. But anyway, so I used to love to read. And I read a book once called The Power of Positive Thinking. And it is something that's truly resonated with me and stuck with me to this day. Because it's really easy to get into that negative, downworld black hole that will suck you in and drag you for miles and days and weeks and months and years if you let it. So when you notice or someone tells you, listen, hear it with love, stop yourself from doing that, because it's toxic for you to do that to yourself. And it only brings you down. Don't let someone, I always used to tell my kids in high school, don't let someone piss on your parade. And just don't. I know that there are a lot of different political views right now, and for the most part, there's good and there's bad on all sides. But I have found that most, unfortunately, liberals that I've come across are the kind of people that want to piss on your parade, and don't give anybody that power, folks. So I'm going to finish eating my lunch. I just wanted to hop on today to say thanks for listening. If you listened last night, I'm sorry for yakking on, but we just really need to stand together. We need to stand united, and we need to help each other. I think the kindness has to come back. We have, for too long, been judgy and finger pointy. And what's bad is bad, we know it, and it'll come. It'll come out, it will. The wrongdoings, the wrongdoers, they'll get what they deserve in the end. They will. I have to believe that because I believe in God, and I know that God does not like ugly. So, that being said, folks, I love you. Thank you so much for listening. And remember, I'm not monetized, so whether you hit the like button and subscribe, I mean, it helps me to know that doing this is touching people, is helping people, makes me want to do it more. But it's not a big deal if you don't. So I'm just going to keep doing it because this is what I feel called to do. It is what it is. Be kind. You don't know the cross everyone bears. There's a lot of stuff going on here in Michigan. They had their local elections yesterday in certain counties across the state, and we know how we feel about that selection process. Good news is, at least for my county anyways, there are 2 mayoral candidates that were put forth. One is who I was hoping for. So, folks, have a great day. God bless you. Be kind to others. Remember, knowledge is power. Share the power. Share the knowledge. Be kind. God bless you all. Thank you for listening, and have a wonderful day.